This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. A 49-year-old male and a 48-year-old female of Fortune Hills, Grand Bahama are in police custody after they were allegedly found in possession of $20,000 worth of suspected marijuana. Shortly after 7 a.m. on Thursday, officers attached to the Drug Enforcement Unit and the Bahamas Customs Canine Unit conducted a search of a mailboat at Freeport. It was at the Freeport Harbor where the Canine Gill alerted officers to a brown box. Officers conducted surveillance, and observed a male and a female collecting that brown box and leaving the property. The pair was beckoned to stop in their vehicle, which they did comply with the police. Officers then conducted a search and discovered 20 pounds of suspected marijuana, again worth up to $20,000 on the streets. The pair was arrested and investigations continue. International Women's Day was not embraced by all governments around the world as women in Turkey were hit with tear gas as they tried to exercise their right to march. And locally, there was a reported rape of a female on the International Women's Day as she went out for an early morning walk here in New Providence. In this report by Cale Campbell, we hear how a local insurance company is assisting several organizations here in the Bahamas that provide support for women in distress.
As International Women's Day was celebrated yesterday, Kalina Insurance Limited donated $15,000 to 3 nonprofit organizations dedicated to bringing aid to women. The Bahamas Crisis Center, providing access to continued education, PACE Bahamas, and the Zonta Club Bahamas were gifted $5,000. Principal of PACE Bahamas, a special program for teenage mothers unable to complete high school due to pregnancy, Patrice Miller, thanked Kalina for the donation.
Our girls all have a story. And sometimes you may not or you may know their story, but please understand their story before judgment is cast upon our girls. In addition to that, let me say that PACE is an institution for teen mothers. And it's not just a school, but it's also a program where we have implemented programs where our students learn life skills. So once they've completed PACE, they move either into the job market, which we prepare them for. We have cosmetology, hair braiding, computer classes, family and consumer science. So for all of you who may have a little job out there waiting for our girls, please feel free to invite them.
With Zonta being a leading global organization of professionals empowering women through service and advocacy, Vice President of the Zonta Club of New Providence, Susan Demerit, in thanking Kalina, spoke of not just uplifting women in the Bahamas, but throughout the world, providing details into what assistance and programs Zonta's New Providence branch provide.
We have scholarships to UB and BTVI. We have a workforce readiness program, and that is when we bring our young unemployed ladies into the classroom between the ages of 17 and 25 to teach them some soft skills. We engage the BTVI to do the training in the computer skills. We also assist the ladies at the prison. We were just there yesterday. They too have needs, and we made a donation to them. We make donations to Sister, because we want to ensure that our ladies are able to get their treatments. We also are on 24-hour calls for ladies when they are in need of housing. When they have family needs, they need food, we are also there for them.
Bahamas Crisis Center Chief Administrator Cleopatra Christie went into detail concerning International Women's Day, acknowledging the accomplishments of women becoming nation leaders, corporate leaders, and leaders of education. She thanked Kalina Insurance for their recognition of International Women's Day and women at large, and says the donation will go towards their pantry, used to help the crisis center's sheltered women.
Still, there is much more to be done. So we were just listening to my colleague here who was talking about PACE and talking about the treatment of girls in PACE as opposed to the men who impregnate them. they get off scot-free, and women do not return to school. They enter this particular program. But thank you, PACE, for the wonderful work that you do. But what we must continue to do is continue to educate, make people aware. Women, we must band together. We must hold each other's hand. On the radio coming here, there was a similar program, and someone was on a female was on the program making the point that we don't like each other. But we must disabuse the minds of those who think that way. We must band together, hold each other's hand, uplift and support each other. And that's what I'm asking and recommending that we do on this special day.
Kalina's corporate communications director, Maxine Seymour, credits the company's success being driven by women who make up 80% of employees and agents, as well as 72% of supervisors, managers, and executives, contending that they, quote, lead the charge each year on International Women's Day. Ms. Seymour further contends that the world for women is not always equitable, but the work must continue so that together we can level the playing field. For Jcn News, I'm Cale Campbell.
Thanks for that report, Cale. The University of the Bahamas College of Tourism, Hospitality, Culinary Arts, and Leisure Management, the COM, was recently presented with new opportunities as UB announced a partnership with Global Culinary Inc., GCI. The two parties signed a memorandum of understanding that will see GCI pledge $45,000 to benefit students in the culinary arts and tourism studies at UB. Speaking on the partnership, GCI co-founder and UB alumni Chef Romero Dorset thanked UB's Chef Eldridge Saunders and Chef Mario Adley for their mentorship during his time at the University of the Bahamas.
I've worked on a yacht, I've worked in private residences, I've worked in the US, I've worked in Europe, I've worked in Africa, and all because of the mentorship one, and because of the experience and the opportunities that I would have had. So I want to definitely pass that on to other students. We want to definitely mentor them and be a part of their journey and help the university to succeed and retain students, as I know how difficult it is. We did pledge $45,000. However, we are going to do some other things in the upcoming future that will far exceed that. I won't call a figure because I don't want anyone to hold me to it. But we are going to do some significant work with the university, and I encourage Corporate Bahamas, I encourage other chefs, I encourage anyone that has passed through the university to look back and be a blessing to and pay it forward to some other students.
Assistant professor at the COM, Chef Eldridge Saunders, speaks on meeting Chef Romero for the first time as he came out of high school, when he stated he wanted to learn from the best. Beginning his career at UB, Chef Romero enrolled into the apprenticeship program at Atlantis.
You usually would call and say, well, Chef, I want to bounce something off of you. And I would usually give him the best advice that I can. So it really makes me feel good today that, Romero is now doing, or I should say Chef Dorset, it's not Romero. Chef Dorset is now, looking at helping other people as well, and this is a good thing. And I hope that, this will be the beginning for other young chefs out there that are doing well to look back and to assist the up-and-coming new chefs to inspire them and to help them, to mold them and to help them move towards, into becoming, a part of what we need in this industry today. Like the president said, every week we are approached by persons looking for trained culinarians to take positions in their restaurants and different food operations. But at this point, there is a acute shortage. And so anything that we can get to assist and get more persons into this program that we have here at the university will better the country in the long run.
UB President Eric Rowland says he is confident students in the Tourism, Hospitality, and Culinary Arts program will look to take advantage of the scholarships. He says the MOU and donations is in line with UB's mission statement, and he is certain students will benefit greatly from the financial support and access to quality chefs and hospitality professionals. Vice President of Institutional Affairs Dino Hernandez was proud to say the Bahamas has a reputation for producing world-renowned culinary artisans and chefs, with many of them being trained right here at the University of the Bahamas. And finally, the University of the Bahamas Athletic Department will have several tryouts this month, beginning this weekend, Saturday, March 11th, with UB men and women's soccer tryouts on Grand Bahama at the St. George's playing field. They'll start at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Also in Grand Bahama this Saturday, Mingos will be recruiting for their men's basketball team led by Coach Bacchus Rowe. Basketball tryouts begin at 12 noon at the St. George's Gymnasium. And next weekend, March 19th, UB Athletics, they'll return to Grand Bahama with women's softball coach Shane Albury looking to recruit for UB women's softball team. For more information, visit UB Athletics website at Mingos or gomingos.com. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Jerino Saunders. Thanks for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.